Charles Davis and CD, you look at these LA Chargers, champions of the AFC, making just their second Super Bowl appearance. You remember they were blown out by the 49ers back in Super Bowl 29, but remember that was a much different team than this one.
And think about this team. If they can accomplish what they're setting out to do in this ball game, win a Super Bowl, they would enter their new building as the Super Bowl champions. This team has been around a while. It's moved a little bit, but here they are with a chance to take a Lombardi trophy into their new facility. And think about them in the old days in the AFL and how great they were. They'd like to reclaim that glory as the champions of all of football.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are back in the big game for the 5th time in franchise history. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. He's got him in, complete. And now look at this, big gain but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
They're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And an alley to run. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down. Defensively, maybe a little too fired up there for a 3rd down stop.
Remember in preseason when we were going to camps and watching people, they worked on this, right? In the heat of the summer, still did it anyway.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Striking first in any game is very important, but on this stage, the biggest of stages in the Super Bowl, that's huge.
You fully expect the other team to battle all the way through, but when you're the one setting the pace, jumping out in front, that has to feel great for the entire organization.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Taylor. The screen pass here to Cohen. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. To throw is Taylor. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Matt Breida, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chargers get the quick strike touchdown. Rosas good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Here we go, team. Here I come. 55 Mike.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Taylor. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Rosas now to add the PAT. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray got a man open. It's Ross. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
With the score, Chargers 21, Vikings nothing.
Hey, watch your leg. Big it. Hey.
They run with Breida. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
They'll try to run with Breida, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now a give to Breida. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Cameron Wake makes plays like that look simple because I think he plays with excellent leverage. Really does a nice job of being lower than the offensive guy.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Kyler Murray, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. Past the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That's it. Big hit. Put it up.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Stay with your man. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Switch.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Got it. 55. Mike 55. Army.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 3-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, L.A. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
Yeah, exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
12 yards there, first down Vikings. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. 22, jet, bomber. 22, jet, bomber. Check, 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 check. Ready.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Again he finds an opening. And finally brought down at the 43. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Taylor on first down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
57, Mike 57. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna 56, pull it, high. Shoot. 57, Delta. 57, come on.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
53 is the mic. All day. All day. Off. 53 is the mic. 53. Check 53. Hey, defense.
On 3rd and 1, it's Taylor. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mecole Hardman there to make the grab. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. With a never-tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And an alley to run. And he's loose again. He's at the 30. 10, and he takes it all the way, but there is laundry on the field. A flag is down, and I think this one's coming back.
I agree.
Touchdown, baby, yeah. Set, ready. Mark the flag. Go. 56. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. Demario Davis there on the stop.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense a good chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Right back to Coleman here on first down. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Let's go, fellas.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
The former All-Pro Marcel Darius brings him down. They run again with Breida. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. He don't know no better. Second.
They will run again with Coleman. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Rip right. Sponge.
He may try and run for this. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6. They'll run on first down. Coleman. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Hey, watch the slant.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Just like that. Slam. Get him on. West.
They'll run with McCaffrey, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Check 47-yard line. Pick me up. Here we go. Mike 55. Hey,
Play action. Now Taylor. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Oh, yeah!
He can run for it, and he will. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number. And things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.